Hello, my English learners. How are you? I hope you are happy and healthy. My name is Clara. I am 29 years old. I live with my husband. His name is Ethan. He is 33 years old. We are a married couple, and we have been together for 7 years. We love each other very much. We share everything. We support each other in good times and in bad times. Our life together feels calm, but it also feels incomplete. We live in a small apartment. Our apartment is in a tall building near the city. It is on the 3rd floor, and it has 2 rooms. One room is the bedroom, and the other room is the living room and kitchen together. The apartment is small, but it is clean and warm. We try to make it comfortable. I put flowers on the table, and Ethan likes to keep the windows open for fresh air. When I look out of the window, I can see a park. The park has tall green trees. In spring, the leaves are bright and fresh. In summer, the trees give a lot of shade. Sometimes people sit under the trees and read books. Children run around and play. They laugh and shout. Their voices travel up to our window. In autumn, the leaves turn yellow and red. They fall slowly to the ground, and the park looks like it has a blanket of colors. In winter, the trees are bare, but the park still feels peaceful. Ethan and I like to walk in the park in the evenings. We sit on a wooden bench and watch the world around us. We see children playing tag, riding bicycles, and chasing each other. Parents sit nearby and talk while keeping an eye on them. Sometimes I watch the small children learning to walk. They take tiny steps, and their mothers and fathers smile proudly. I always feel a soft ache in my heart when I see these moments. Ethan works as a bus driver. Every morning he wakes up early before the sun rises. He drinks a cup of coffee, puts on his blue uniform, and leaves for work. He drives people around the city all day. Sometimes the weather is hot. Sometimes it is rainy, but he always stays calm and patient. He greets passengers with a friendly smile. At the end of the day, when he comes home, his face is tired, but his eyes are kind. I work in a small bookstore not far from our home. The shop smells like paper and coffee, because there is a little cafe in the corner. I spend my day arranging books on shelves, helping customers find what they need, and reading during quiet hours. I like my job because it is peaceful, but sometimes it is too quiet. There are days when I imagine a small voice calling me, "Mama," while I am working. Our daily life is simple. We cook dinner together in the evenings. Sometimes we listen to soft music. Sometimes we watch a movie. Sometimes we just talk about our day. Ethan tells me about the passengers on his bus, and I tell him about the people in the bookstore. We laugh at funny stories and share our thoughts about the world. But even in these happy moments, there is a small emptiness between us. We are happy with each other, but we both feel that something is missing from our lives. We want more than just quiet evenings and calm days. We want to hear the sound of small feet running across the floor. We want to wake up in the middle of the night because a little voice is crying. We want to celebrate birthdays with cake and balloons. Sometimes, when we sit in the park, I imagine a little child sitting between us, on the bench holding our hands. I picture their small smile, their soft hair, and their curious eyes looking at the world. Ethan also dreams about this. I know because sometimes he squeezes my hand and says softly, "One day, Clara, one day we will have a child." The desire for a baby grows stronger each day. It is not only a wish. It is a deep feeling in our hearts. We imagine teaching our child to ride a bike, reading bedtime stories and watching them grow. We imagine our apartment filled with toys, drawings on the fridge, and the happy chaos of family life. For now, we live our quiet life. We keep our hope alive. We believe that one day our small apartment will be full of laughter, and the space that feels empty now will be filled with love. Until that day comes, we sit in the park together, holding hands, watching the children play, and dreaming of the family we will have. For 2 years, we try to have a baby. We hope that every month will bring good news. We count the days and wait for the right moment. I mark the calendar and circle the dates in red. Each time I feel excited at first. I believe this month will be different. I believe this time will be the moment our dream comes true. When the day comes, I take the test. I sit quietly, waiting for the result. My heart beats fast. I hope to see a sign that tells me I am pregnant. But when I look, the answer is always the same. It is negative. My hands feel cold. My heart feels heavy. I try to smile, but inside I feel empty. The first few times, I tell myself it is okay. I say to myself, it will happen soon. I must be patient. But as the months pass, my hope starts to fade. I begin to wonder if I am doing something wrong. I ask myself questions, but I find no answer. Some nights I cry quietly in bed. I turn my face to the pillow, so Ethan cannot see my tears. But he always knows. He reaches out, holds my hand, and says softly, "Don't give up, Clara. One day we will be parents." His voice is calm, and his eyes are full of love. His words give me strength, even when my heart feels weak. I watch other people's lives. I see friends announcing their pregnancies. They share pictures of baby clothes, small shoes, and happy smiles. I want to feel happy for them. And I do, but I also feel a deep sadness inside. It is like I am standing outside a warm, bright house, looking in through the window, wishing I could be there too. Every time I visit someone with a new baby, I bring a gift. I hold their baby in my arms and smile. I tell them how beautiful their child is. But when I come home, I sit in our quiet apartment, and the silence feels heavy. The rooms feel too big, too empty. Ethan and I keep trying. We talk about the future as if our baby will come any day. We say things like, when we have a baby, we will take them to the park. Or when our child is born, we will read bedtime stories every night. We make plans, even though we do not know when the day will come. Sometimes I go to the park alone. I sit on the bench and watch the children play. I imagine what it would be like if one of them were mine. I picture a small child running to me, calling me, "Mama." I see their smile, their laughter. Then I blink and the dream fades, and I am sitting alone again. There are days when I feel strong. I tell myself I will not give up. I believe that my body will give me the gift I am waiting for. But there are also days when I feel tired. I feel like the waiting will never end. I wonder how many more months I can keep hoping. Ethan never loses faith. He tells me it will happen when the time is right. He holds me close when I am sad. He makes tea for me and sits beside me in silence when I have no words to speak. His patience is like a soft blanket around my heart. At night before we sleep, Ethan sometimes places his hand on my stomach and smiles. One day, he whispers, "One day there will be a little heartbeat here." I close my eyes and imagine it. I imagine the sound, the movement, the life. And in that moment, I feel hope again. No matter how many times the answer is no. We keep believing the next answer will be yes. Our hearts stay open, our dream stays alive. We wait together, hand in hand, for the day our family begins. One cold winter morning, I wake up early. The sun is not up yet, and the room feels cold. I wrap myself in a blanket and sit on the edge of the bed. Something feels different inside me. I cannot explain it, but I feel a small hope in my heart. I walk quietly to the bathroom so I do not wake Ethan. I take a test again, just like I have done many times before. I place it on the counter and wait. My hands are cold, and my heart is beating fast. I keep telling myself not to expect too much, but I cannot stop hoping. I look down and my eyes grow wide. Two pink lines appear. For a moment, I think I am dreaming. I blink and look again. The lines are still there. My breath catches in my throat. My hands begin to shake. I press the test to my chest, feeling tears fill my eyes. This is the moment I have been waiting for. "Ethan, come here." I call out, my voice shaking with both fear and joy. I hear quick footsteps from the kitchen. Ethan appears in the doorway. "What happened?" he asks, his eyes searching my face. I hold out the test with trembling hands. "We're going to have a baby," I whisper. My voice is soft, but the words feel powerful. Ethan looks at the test, then at me. His face changes from confusion to happiness in just a second. He smiles so wide. It looks like his whole face is glowing. He wraps his arms around me. He lifts me off the ground, laughing with pure joy. I hear his heartbeat as he holds me close. From that day, everything in our life changes. We begin to dream in a new way. Every conversation at night becomes about our baby. We talk about how our life will be when the baby arrives. We wonder if it will be a boy or a girl. If it is a girl, we like the name Lily. If it is a boy, we like the name Noah. Sometimes we make lists of other names, but these two always feel special. We visit baby shops together. We walk slowly through the aisles, touching tiny clothes and imagining our baby wearing them. We buy soft cotton onesies, small hats, and little socks that can fit in the palm of my hand. Ethan laughs when he holds up a tiny pair of shoes, saying, "These are smaller than my thumb." One afternoon, we decide to prepare the baby's room. We choose a light yellow color for the walls, because it feels warm and happy. The smell of fresh paint fills the air as Ethan carefully moves the brush up and down. I sit on a chair watching him work, imagining the day I will sit in this same room. With our baby in my arms, we place a soft rug in the center of the room and hang light curtains by the window, so the sunlight will be gentle in the mornings. Ethan builds the crib himself. He measures the wood carefully, sanding each piece so it is smooth and safe. I help him by handing him tools and holding pieces in place. When the crib is finished, we stand together, looking at it in silence. One evening, Ethan surprises me. He walks into the baby's room holding a small box. Inside is a brown teddy bear with a red bow around its neck. "Every baby needs a friend," he says with a smile. He places the teddy bear on the crib. The bear sits there, waiting for the little hands that will one day hold it. I start talking to my baby every day. In the morning, I tell them what the weather is like. In the afternoon, I hum soft tunes while I fold the baby's clothes. At night, I rest my hands on my stomach and whisper, "We love you already." I imagine their tiny face, their eyes blinking in the light for the first time, their small fingers wrapping around mine. Ethan begins to read books about being a father. He tells me interesting things he learns, like how babies can hear sounds before they are born. He leans close to my stomach and says, "Hello, little one. It's your dad." I laugh, but my heart feels warm watching him connect with our baby in his own way. Every day feels brighter, even when the winter air outside is cold and sharp. Our home feels full of warmth. We eat dinner together and talk about what the baby's first word might be. We wonder what their laugh will sound like. We picture the baby's first steps, their first birthday, their first day at school. These dreams fill our hearts and give us something beautiful to look forward to. At night, I sometimes wake up and go into the baby's room. I turn on the small lamp and sit in the chair by the crib. The yellow walls glow softly in the light. I look at the teddy bear sitting on the bed and smile. I imagine my baby sleeping there, their chest rising and falling with each gentle breath. The thought makes me feel calm, safe and full of love. Ethan often joins me. He stands behind me, resting his hands on my shoulders. We stay there in silence, just looking at the room. We know that soon it will not be empty anymore. Soon it will be filled with small sounds, soft cries, happy giggles, and the peaceful breathing of our baby. But one afternoon, when I am 6 months pregnant, something happens that changes everything. I am folding the baby's clothes in the bedroom. The sunlight is coming through the window, and the room feels warm. Suddenly, I feel a sharp pain in my stomach. It comes quickly, like a sudden wave, and I stop what I am doing. I take a deep breath and tell myself it is normal. I think maybe it is just the baby moving in a strong way. I sit down for a few minutes, but the pain does not go away. Instead, it grows stronger. I feel my body tense, and sweat starts to form on my forehead. I try to stand, but my legs feel weak. My hands grip the edge of the table. As another wave of pain comes, this time I gasp, something feels wrong. Ethan, I call out, my voice shaky. He runs into the room from the kitchen. His face changes when he sees me. What's wrong? He asks quickly, kneeling beside me. It hurts, it won't stop, I say, pressing my hands against my stomach. My voice is trembling. Ethan grabs his coat and helps me to my feet. He holds me close, guiding me to the door. The cold air hits my face as we step outside. He helps me into the car and drives as fast as he can. I can see the fear in his eyes, even though he tries to stay calm. I close my eyes and whisper to my baby, "Please stay with me. Please." The ride to the hospital feels long, even though I know Ethan is driving quickly. Every turn, every stop, every second feels heavy. My mind is full of prayers. I keep my hand on my stomach, hoping to feel a small movement, some sign that everything is okay. When we arrive at the hospital, Ethan rushes to get help. A nurse comes with a wheelchair and takes me to a room. The bright lights and smell of medicine make me feel even more nervous. My heart is pounding in my chest. The doctor comes in and begins to check me. He speaks softly to the nurse, but I cannot understand what he is saying. His face is serious, and he keeps looking at the screen beside the bed. My eyes search his face, looking for hope. But I see something else. Something I do not want to believe. He finishes checking and sits down beside me. Ethan is standing close, holding my hand tightly. The doctor takes a deep breath and says softly, "I'm sorry. Your baby is gone." The words hit me like a heavy stone. For a moment, I cannot breathe. My ears are ringing, and everything feels far away. I stare at the doctor, hoping I heard wrong. But his eyes tell me the truth. My baby is gone. I feel my heart break into pieces. Tears pour down my face without stopping. I shake my head again and again. "No, no, please." "No," I whisper. But the reality does not change. Ethan pulls me into his arms, and I feel his body shaking too. His face is pressed against my hair, and I know he is crying. He tries to be strong for me, but I can hear his quiet sobs. The room feels cold and empty, even though we are holding each other. The nurse comes in and speaks gently, but I barely hear her words. Everything feels like it is moving slowly. I feel as if time has stopped, yet somehow the world is still going on around me. The sound of footsteps in the hallway, the beeping of machines, the quiet voices of doctors, they all feel distant. I think of the yellow room at home, the crib Ethan built, the teddy bear sitting on the bed. I think of the names we chose, Lily, Noah. I think of all the dreams we had and how they disappear in a single moment. The joy that filled my heart for months is now replaced by a pain so deep I can hardly understand it. Ethan stays by my side. He holds my hand all night. Sometimes we do not speak. We just sit in silence. I know we are both thinking the same thing. Our baby will never come home with us. The hours pass, but the pain does not fade. My body feels heavy, my chest feels tight, and my eyes burn from crying. I close them and try to imagine this is only a bad dream. But when I open them again, nothing has changed. The truth is still here. The day that began with warmth and sunlight has turned into the darkest day of my life. I do not know how to move forward, but I know that this moment will stay in my heart forever. The happiness we had during those months will always be a part of me. But so will the loss. And as I lie there in the hospital bed, with Ethan's arms around me, I feel the weight of both love and grief inside me all at once. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months. We return home, but nothing feels the same. The yellow room that we painted with so much love now feels like a place frozen in time. The crib is still there, the small clothes are still folded neatly, and the teddy bear still sits on the bed. I stand in the doorway many times, but I cannot step inside. It feels too hard. It feels like walking into a memory that is too painful to touch. Sometimes, late at night, I find myself sitting on the floor in that room. I hold the teddy bear in my arms, pressing it against my chest as if it could give me the warmth I miss. I close my eyes and imagine what life would be like if our baby were here. I imagine the sound of laughter filling the house, the patter of small feet running across the floor, the weight of a tiny body falling asleep in my arms. In my mind, I can see it so clearly, but when I open my eyes, the room is still quiet and still. It has been 1 year since that day in the hospital. The pain is still inside our hearts, but it has changed. It is no longer sharp like a knife. It is deep and heavy, always with us. Some days are harder than others. Some days I cry without warning. Some days I smile at a memory. I learn that grief does not go away. It becomes a part of who we are, a shadow that walks beside us. Ethan and I talk a lot. We share our feelings because keeping them inside only makes the sadness grow. He tells me that he sometimes dreams of holding our baby. I tell him that I sometimes dream of singing to them again. These dreams hurt, but they also keep the memory alive. We learn that it is okay to remember, and it is okay to feel the pain. It means that we loved deeply. We try to fill our days with small joys. We take walks in the park. We watch the sunset from our window. We cook together, even when neither of us feels like eating. We learn that healing is not about forgetting. Healing is about finding a way to keep living, while carrying the love we still have for our baby. People sometimes tell us, "You can try again." They mean well, but they do not understand that it is not so simple. It is not only about having a baby. It is about the baby we lost, the little life we will never see grow. We nod politely, but inside, we know that this loss will always be a part of us. Still, we keep moving forward. We choose to believe that one day, our arms will not be empty. We believe that one day, there will be small hands holding ours and a little voice calling us, "Mama" and "Papa." We hold on to this hope because without it, the sadness would be too heavy. Some mornings I open the curtains in the baby's room to let the sunlight in. I talk to the air as if my baby can still hear me. I tell them that we love them, that we miss them, and that we are waiting for the day we meet again. Ethan sometimes comes and stands beside me, his hand resting on my shoulder. We do not need many words. We both know what the other is feeling. I start to notice that the seasons change again. The flowers bloom in spring, just like they did before. The leaves turn gold in autumn, just like they always have. Life moves forward, even when we feel stuck. Little by little, we begin to move with it. We laugh sometimes now. We make plans again. We talk about the future. It still feels uncertain, but we are learning to trust it. There are moments when I feel the old pain suddenly, like a wave that comes without warning. It happens when I see a baby in the park, or when I hear a child's laughter, or when I pass by the toy section in a store. In those moments, I take a deep breath and remind myself that it is okay to feel this way. It means I remember. It means I still love. One evening, Ethan and I sit in the park, watching the sunset. Families are walking by, children are running, and the air smells of fresh grass. Ethan takes my hand and says softly, "One day that will be us." I smile not because I know for sure, but because I want to believe it. We go home that night, and before sleeping, I walk into the baby's room. I touch the teddy bear on the bed and whisper, "We are still waiting for you." My heart still hurts, but it also feels strong. I know we will keep moving forward, step by step, carrying our love with us. Because love does not end, even when the person we love is not here. The love remains. It grows, it changes, and it gives us the strength to hope again. And so we keep walking, believing that one day we will hear little footsteps in our home, and our hearts will feel full once more.